Hi, and welcome to Project Proactive Social Media. Over the next month, I will be posting several instructional videos about how to reclaim your online presence and revisit the core of social networking, connecting with other people. This first video focuses on safety. As digital natives, you've heard countless lectures on online safety from your parents and teachers. But what I want to talk to you about today is the safety and security of the information you put online. When you post something on social media, who can see it? Who owns it? Who can use it? And for what? Those are questions I'm going to answer for you today. We're going to start off our exploration of online safety by visiting the world's #1 search engine. That's right, Google. Simply Googling yourself is a great way to quickly gauge the material about you online and to get a quick snapshot of what the world can see when they first look for you. If you have a more common name and cannot find results specific to yourself, try keying in your occupation, hometown, or place of work to find more specific results. Remember to check out pictures and videos too. So what about actually monitoring your presence on search engines? Google provides a neat tool for removing cached search results for pages that have either changed or no longer exist. Check it out at google.com/webmasters/tools/removals. To use this tool, simply enter the URL for the page that no longer exists or has changed and press enter. You are then instructed to enter a word from the cached version of the page that no longer corresponds to the current version of the page. Press enter. The other way to remove information about you from the internet, particularly negative information, would be to use an online reputation management service, such as www.defendmyname.com. These services will use a few different techniques to scrub negative associations away from your name online, as well as sometimes even publishing positive information about you to take its place. According to Microsoft, 70% of employers have passed over candidates for a job because they didn't like what they saw online. So, although these reputation management services may be worth it, they may also cost you a pretty penny. Next up, let's talk about who can see your online profiles. Almost every social media outlet has a different system for adjusting privacy settings, but I'm only going to show you 2 of them today. To edit privacy settings on Facebook, click on the Tools menu, Privacy Settings, and adjust accordingly. I do not recommend allowing the public to view your profile, and I also recommend that you be careful when monitoring what friends of friends can see. Imagine, even if you only have 100 friends, and each of those friends has 100 friends, that is a whole lot of people viewing your personal information. Here you can see some of my recommended privacy settings. Feel free to pause the video, read through, and take the time to adjust your own. On Facebook, also utilize the View As option for your profile. This is a great way to make sure the public is only seeing what you want them to see. Twitter, as far as social media goes, is a much more stripped down format, and so privacy settings are also pretty straightforward. Your tweets can either be public or private. Modify this on your settings page with a simple checkbox. However, know that older public tweets will not be changed to private, and if you decide to change back to public, your private tweets will become public. Don't feel pressured to utilize other options, such as location tagging or tracking your browsing habits to tailor content given to you. You don't need to give social media providers or your online connections more information than you are comfortable. Also remember to check your privacy settings and review social media privacy policies every other month or so. Changes to privacy policies are not uncommon. For example, the privacy policy changes when Facebook switched to timeline. Now that you've reviewed your privacy settings on social media, let's take another look at the legal aspect of social media privacy. Who owns what you put online? The short answer is that most of the time you do. The long answer is that you're going to have to read a few pages of terms and conditions. After reading through the terms and conditions of several social networks, you will find that there seems to be a pretty standard pattern to their statements. Though you retain ownership of all content posted, you grant the company a legal license to use all this content in nearly whatever way they choose, as long as this content is uploaded. And speaking of uploaded content, it's worth mentioning that what goes online really does often stay online. According to a study by Ars Technica from 2009 until late 2012, when users deleted a photo on Facebook, it was actually still accessible if users had the photo's URL. Perhaps the photo had been taken off a user's profile, but the so-called backup copy stayed online for 3 years. Facebook did eventually respond to this complaint, but my point remains the same. Don't rely on the delete button when you post, and think before you post online. But what happens when you do go ahead and share that poorly considered Instagram photo or a crass remark? Legislation regulating social media is scattered between states, though efforts have been made. I can, though, give you a few examples of how social media can be negatively used against you. For example, this year's Steubenville case, in which evidence came out on Twitter. Or when Penn State Chi Omega's party pics posted on Facebook got them into some trouble. In the past, social media has also been used to bust underage drinking, or more recently, to investigate an underage case. No matter what you are posting online, though, I encourage you to keep in mind your online audience, who can see your social media content, as well as the legal issues of whom it belongs to and who can use it. Social media covers such a broad scope today, it's like another world. According to marketing charts, people in the 18 to 34-year-old age bracket eat up an average of 3.8 hours using social media each day, meaning that users are spending a significant percentage of their lives in this other world. Just remember that with so much possibility comes a lot of responsibility for being aware of your presence online, and it's worth it to put a few extra minutes in to make sure your content is secure. If you found this video helpful or want to see what's next, check us out via Facebook, Twitter, Google+, or our WordPress site.